see him all the time, and I love he has such great bones.
You tell
He's
him?
kind of a handsome fellow on top of the bones too.
Yeah.
Doesn't hurt, eh?
No.
He's so masculine.
Yeah. He is a piece
He
of
looks
work.
like he could be an Irishman.
Oh, he's fairly Irish.
Yes.
Oh, he is, we can
Yeah.
tell by looking at him.
He's a redhead on top of him.
Is he the telephone guy? Is he the telephone guy?
No, this is my son, Jay.
I have one of the telephone guys. That's part of that.
Oh, yeah.
You just keep calling him? Oh,
Gina, do you always draw this detailed?
If I'm gonna do a serious portrait, I will. And, I want it to, yeah, if it's gonna be him, it needs to be. I did that portrait workshop with Liz Wilson. And, she measures absolutely everything. So you use the eye as a unit of measure, right? To get the eyes, and his eyes are hard. So I don't know if I'll be able to pull it off. But, she says unless you measure, you're not gonna get it right. It won't be that person. So if you don't care if it's that person, like sometimes I don't care if it's, as long as it's humanoid.
Yeah, that sounds like it, but that's survival.
Mm-hmm.
I would never think to use that much red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you watch, it'll
No.
fade and it'll be disappointing.
No, it won't.
Yeah, it is every time, Susan. I think, oh, I thought I put enough red in that.
Really?
Yeah.
And it's just with the drying.
And the other thing that surprises me is the big drop of water.
Well, you could start where you want.
He's wearing earrings.
You know, with tattoos by heart.
Those tattoos are a challenge to paint, I'll tell you what. Yeah. He needs some green. There's quite a bit of green in his hair.
So you just whipped this drawing up last night.
Yeah. I did.
Ooh.
Background. Yeah. No extra charge for that.
Oh,
So I would never think of using green.
There's a lot of green in his hair.
are you looking from a photograph?
Yeah, it's over here on the computer.
Is he blonde?
Well, he's kind of strawberry blonde. His hair was red when he was little.
Who is it?
It's my son, Shay.
Oh,
Is he still in the forces?
And here we're telling you, oh, he's zumpy.
Yeah, I know he is though. No surprise there. He just got out in October, and it's been a hell of an adjustment.
I was just gonna say, how's he dressed?
Out of what? Did he get out?
He was in CSOR, Canada Special Ops Regiment.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Life will be really boring with him.
Yeah, it's a hard transition. So see, I want lots of, he's got this crease here he's had since he was a baby here. I want lots of color there, and I don't want to have to go in after and bump it up. I may have to, but I'm going to try not to.
And it helps to do the same face again and again too, though, you know? Then what you
Yeah.
do is gonna be more sure.
Exactly. That's why I kind of picked this, because I have painted him and drawn him a lot. Actually, he came and sat for us when he was in high school at life drawing class. And he was sitting in the chair watching me with one eye, and he's like, "You're overworking that now."
Does he paint?
No, but he should. And he'll walk by me when I'll be in my studio, and he'll walk by and he'll say, "His legs are too short, Mom."
He should paint faces of war or soldiers or something.
Yeah, I like to,
Since he knows the faces.
yeah. He's not in touch with his creativity.
I saw the most moving show one time in San Francisco. The entire show, it's a modern gallery, all done by vets. It was so
All done by
incredibly
what?
moving.
Veterans.
It
And-
helps with the PTSD,
Yeah.
getting them into the other
This
side of
one
the
woman
brain.
did, first responders, their faces.
Yeah, none of this was portrait, it all was other kinds of work. One was,
Masks and stuff.
was like a frame hung from the ceiling with dog tags that had
Oh.
different sayings on them.
quite-
I am someone's mother, or I am someone's son. You know, it was-
Yeah.
and they were hung in almost an upside down landscape.
So what was his decision to get out of the work so?
Oh, they weren't deploying him, and, he got out the day Trudeau was elected, he could see the writing on the wall there.
Oh, yeah.
He had seen overseas service.
Yes.
He's been to Afghanistan 3 times, yeah, and he's been lots of other places.
But he's not allowed to talk about it.
No,
They often don't talk. I remember my uncle saying, why don't we tell the stories of the war?
Yeah.
No way. Wouldn't bother kids with that. Yeah.
so this cheek, he's quite ruddy, so I put quite a bit of, red in there, and I'm gonna get a little bit of magenta and put it there, because I want a little bit of cool red there.
How did you make the magenta?
Oh, I have it
Oh,
on
you
my
have it.
belt, yeah.
There's really use of color on the flesh.
I love
Yeah.
the blue in the top of the hair, and when it's working, it's just working beautifully.
Oh, yeah.
Bleeding the right way and everything,
You know what
Judy,
it
you're
is.
brilliant.
Yeah, you just keep thinking of it.
I will.
You know, to the point that I can see like a friend that's doing it right now. You can see her on her painting.
Oh, I'm thinking
Or
this.
we put music with it.
Yeah, isn't it
Practice every day.
For sure.
But if we wanna do well, do it every
Yeah.
day.
Yep.
Ooh, that might be a little bit red.
My dad's was nice.
Look for green,
I think
especially with the redhead, they're gonna have lots of green in their skin. And that's not a rule, but it's an observation.
Does he have green
I
eyes?
even see some turquoise.
Yeah,
Sure, yep.
I'm related to lots of redheads that,
Just
so.
photocopy.
Yeah, me too. That's why I'm asking.
It's in pencil.
They all have green eyes.
Yeah, us to have one of our granddaughters she's a quarter Japanese and she's a redhead with green eyes.
Honest.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
One of Mark's girls?
Yeah.
Did she have any problems with her eyes? Ever?
Mia, she's just little, but no.
Mia?
Because supposedly, I have two
Mine's
with
Mia.
green eyes.
Oh,
And supposedly, there's a genetic problem with green eyes. That's why
Oh.
I asked.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, really?
They're not light green,
There
but
is.
what is the genetic problem?
Well, my grandson's eyes at 2, one eye just took off and went out in its own direction.
Yeah.
He had at 18 months it happened, and at 2 they actually had to cut the
Muscle?
the muscle to allow the eye to go back because the brain would shut it off, right?
They felt it had something to do with,
And so my
It's
daughter,
more common in
she's
green
kind of
eyes?
smart, and she's
yeah.
been researching it, and both
Oh.
of her kids have green eyes.
That's interesting, because I've got green eyes and I had that problem as a kid.
Is that right?
Isn't that
I had a
interesting?
wandering eye.
Yeah.
Is green the same as hazel?
No.
No.
That's different. You have green eyes, they look brown.
Oh, look at all
Oh,
the
'cause I've got
beautiful color in
Yellow
there.
circle.
Oh, yes, I
Yeah.
see that.
Isn't
So I
that
figured out what
interesting?
that
eh?
is.
'Cause we're sort of panicking about these green eyes.
Yeah.
Color theory.
Yeah, no, I've got a friend who had that too, but he doesn't have green eyes.
It It may just be an Irish disposition or something.
I'll tell her that.
The one I know is Dutch Serbian, so.
Well, and my son's got blue eyes, perfect blue eyes, and she's got perfectly brown eyes. So where these green eyes came from, well, they're basically blue-gray. Well, they kind of go into the green every so often, but
Yeah.
yeah, but they're really,
Some green.
But how you got green eyes on
Sort of sage.
Jesus, no
What
reason.
sort of-
into my story.
So you do the darker side of the face first always?
Yeah, since lately, the last few years, I tend to do the dark first.
Yeah.
Does he have a beard, or is that?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's all right.
got
And
it.
is it a red?
Okay.
Oh,
He definitely is on,
Strawberry blonde.
yeah.
You guys can't see what I'm painting from, so that's not very helpful.
Gina, how old is he?
He's 32 today.
Oh,
Oh,
he's
very
a youngster.
He's very young.
big portrait.
For that,
It's
that
to
kind of
retire
experience,
or-
Yeah,
it's
that's
just
it.
eye.
Yeah. So now, you guys are interested in portraits. The inside of the eye is warm,
Oh,
in the corners, hey?
Let's see.
Don't be afraid
Yeah,
to
we always are.
go there.
see, I
And
always think like the eyeballs sort of blue-gray in some ways.
yeah, it depends, I guess, on
If
the
it's
light.
shadowed, that's
Yeah.
what.
Not mine, they're pretty red.
And I keep going, oh my God,
Yeah, you really do.
and it's way over there, right, Sue?
And are you using a cadmium yellow? That's,
I'm using that cad yellow paint,
yeah,
okay?
and it's very poisonous. The cads are terrible, right?
Oh,
Heavy
yeah,
metal.
here I
It's a
am.
heavy metal.
It's a wonder I haven't
Take a while
fallen
to kill
over.
him.
There's a lot of painters that died
I
from
say that, but it'd
Like
take
the
a lifetime.
Or like the same Mad Hatter.
Yeah,
They
it's
were.
lead.
You just dropped it
That, I think, was it
immediately
lead
after.
in,
Yeah.
in the, that they used to make your
The
top
size,
size?
it has size.
Yeah,
What's going on?
and then so many people had
So see,
arsenic
when I do
poisoning
this,
from the green
pale
dyes and
skin,
even
I
in
don't have
wallpapers and
this
dresses.
color, if I got it right, I don't know if this is right.
And it's something women used to put on their face.
Okay, now when you get over on this side of the face, Vicky,
Oh, was it?
Yeah, yeah.
this shadow has a teeny bit of mauve in it, but I'm gonna put it in as flesh tone first.
That's got a lot of power, that line above the eye, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Has he got deep set eyes?
Draws you right
Not
in.
really.
They don't look too deep set.
No, not really.
Just looks.
Is this the palette you use all the time?
Yeah. Oh, this palette?
Yeah,
the
you have a bigger
actual-
one at home,
I-
right?
I have a bigger one at home, yeah. With my Graham paints on it, and it doesn't travel as well.
And do you like the Graham
I
better?
love them, love them, love them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got color in a hurry, even if they've been sitting there. That's the difference.
They've got what?
They've got color in a hurry, even
Oh,
if they've
okay.
been sitting there.
If they're dried out, you mean?
They don't dry out, that's the problem.
Yeah.
They wander all
It's the
over
blessing and the gift, right?
Yeah.
Both.
And honestly, Curry's sells them for
I thought
half
blue
the
in that
price
one.
of
No,
any
no.
place I've been.
That
If,
is
if you go to
red and yellow
UC,
only.
their,
Yeah.
their
That's
art,
Heavy on the
in the
red.
bookstore,
Heavy on the
they're
red.
really
Yeah.
cheap there too.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And then,
Which store here?
No,
No,
at
at
UC, she
UC,
said.
yeah. Because I didn't realize, but a lot of the bookstores operate as nonprofits. I was told that about this. They're not looking to make a profit, they're looking just to cover off,
Their costs.
yeah. So,
Textbooks are already expensive.
I haven't been back.
Yeah, they're so expensive.
Hey,
It's
that's
your
almost
daughter.
Van Gogh.
Well,
Yeah.
not only that.
Yeah,
He does, doesn't he?
he went to the Van Gogh
We have
Museum
kids in Cal.
when he was coming through
And
Amsterdam
Tofino
one
and
time.
Toronto and Victoria.
He said he
because
felt like
the
he
kids
was
were
seeing
there.
himself everywhere he went.
Oh,
And he said people were staring at him.
for heaven's sakes.
The dog over.
He could have said,
Maybe that's where you
Maybe
get
that's
your
why you're
gift.
so talented, you descended from Van Gogh.
Said Van Gogh wasn't an Irish.
Never know where you were these things.
I read that though.
No, he was, Dutch, right, he was from Netherlands, yeah.
Did you see that movie over there, The Lust for Life?
Oh,
That's amazing.
he had a hard life. Nobody wanted his,
Who was the actor?
You just never know. You never know.
The whole guy's
and
still
it
alive.
wasn't us, the stress of us driving,
His
the
son
stress of work back then.
and what's the movie's name?
I think it's called Lust for
So
Life.
now we're sitting here
They-
being so,
No.
Kirk Douglas.
Kirk Douglas, yeah.
my grandkids run down.
Right, and that face is very similar, yes.
Yeah, check out, 8 and 6. Yeah.
Just all
No.
bone.
5 and 7. They
It's
just
like
had
all the information out on money.
no, they can't sit.
I heard an interview yesterday on CBC about that. Those
About
poor
what?
kids, Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah,
Their kids.
What's the
No.
new thing about them?
well, they were real,
Oh,
they were
them,
just
yeah.
kids.
They were just kids, yeah.
They didn't even have food to eat.
What are they talking about Bonnie and Clyde? I
And
guess
just
it's not that.
their whole thing has been so
I don't know
focused, I guess I
Yeah.
call it.
how that came up.
just changed one. They're in the
Now,
back.
do you always leave light on the bottom lip?
Oh, wow, it's really coming to life.
That was
Oh,
good.
he's got a lot of it.
What's the size
Is
of
that
brush
what
you're
you-
using?
Yes, that was good.
Yeah.
10, right?
What size brush are you using?
Yeah.
I think so. It's worn off.
But it's a good
Oh.
brush. It's good.
I think
Either a
it says
10.
7,
7.
yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know though. It's about on.
and I'm just looking from here. So does he have brown eyes?
No, he's blue-eyed.
He blue eyed?
I noticed yesterday, or at least maybe it was my observation, but you seemed to hold the brush at the back when you were doing the landscape, but you're holding it much closer to the,
Well, more attached results here.
okay.
Choking here.
Especially people watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we were
What a
white.
birthday present, Helen.
Maybe it's just because it's their son, it's their beloved.
Well, they have a tendency to do that to you, hey? See what I mean about that red fading?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it.
And this, when I put it on, was hot.
Yeah. It was too. It was very, very good.
Well, he's got a very distinct face.
Actually, everything's
He's coming alive.
And he's way out in the light here. So that side this side of his face hardly has any color at all.
Is he married?
No.
No.
For any of you with young daughters looking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Please.
Or he needs to head to the bush and cool off.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, we're into the neck now. Yeah. Yes. We need to cool that down a lot because,
But it's a mindset.
not because it's cool in the painting, I just don't want it to
I
be
you can tell.
To jump out,
You can tell
yeah.
the kids when you're in, in house.
And Donna would be telling me to paint all over the painting, not just, yeah.
Right.
Well, I have two brothers.
What does she mean by that?
I should be,
Well, they're all.
not just on his face, I should be, it's time to run all over the painting.
Now is
To
it
get
right from the
balance?
beginning?
Yeah, well, probably right from the beginning.
Oh, really?
To
I
get the
think
balance
that
of
with
values?
Donna, it can give a unity of color,
Yeah,
but she didn't use as limited a palette either.
no,
So when you use a limited palette, you've already got unity of balance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
that's true.
So you don't need to do it in the same way, cause you know what you're working with.
Yeah. And I don't have to, I'm not gonna be doing any guessing or trying to remember.
Right. Donna McLean, she passed away, but she was just absolutely so marvelous. Yeah. She taught here, and she was a longtime artist and interesting, wonderful.
She was a
positive
great
woman.
mentor, wasn't she?
Lovely, lovely, generous.
She lived to be what, 99?
Yeah.
98?
Yeah, 98 or 99.
98 or 99, yeah. And she was totally with it until
She was still holding classes and running the show.
Wow, that's pretty special.
Oh, he has to take drugs to get on the plane now. So we're just
One thing I'm learning is that you definitely need to put a lot more color than what we're used to
Yeah.
doing. To get, when it
Oh,
dries,
that's
it dries.
To get her value.
So we should be painting a lot so we can,
Practice.
well, so that we can get
used to it.
familiar and used to, what the color looks like after it's dry. So we know how much color to put on in the beginning.
Yeah.
Which is so contrary to the others, right? That's where the problem is.
To the other media.
yeah, like whatever. What we should probably do is just go really super intense, like it
Yeah.
almost scares us.
Sounds like
Yeah.
it, yeah.
Yeah.
We might be happy with the
Well, and
results.
lots of water.
And lots of
know,
Lots of water.
Yeah.
I'm surprised because I was always about to shake that one.
Well,
off.
dip it before you put it on,
Yeah.
yeah.
Shake it off one at a
Like we do
time,
with
you know.
pencil crayon, it goes on really dark and
She
it
doesn't do
stays
that.
dark. And then we lighten it
She just
with
takes
other
the
colors
brush
over
in.
top.
Oh, okay, yeah, you want that depth behind it, right?
Yeah.
Underneath.
I'm not afraid of that.
Yeah, and I have a hard time with that because it looks like it's just gonna cost me in the end.
He looks like a nice man. I'd like to meet him.
Yeah, I'd like to meet him too.
Life drawing, bring them to me.
I
Life
tried.
drawing.
No, that's not.
I can already see his heart in his eyes.
Yeah.
Is what?
His heart.
Oh, he's got a big medical problem if he can do that.
No, I did a portrait of my daughter in graphite, and you can see her soul in her eyes.
Well done, that's the goal, right?
Yeah. And that was from the forensic workshop, Barry
Oh,
Stewart,
Yeah, yeah.
Rick Parks.
I think I have those pictures for you. I think
So
they're
when
in
you
box.
do
I'll
the
look
colored
today.
part of the eye,
Yeah.
both the top and the bottom are covered with eyelid, right?
Huh?
It's not the full circle then?
No. No.
What was the question?
The shape of the
When
eye.
you're drawing the iris, it's covered with both the top lid and the bottom part lid, right?
Yeah.
And if you look at people who have their eyes up, you know what I mean? Like
You're
the-
looking up?
like they're looking up, but their
So now
eyes are
when I-
like that, they look a little
Is
crazy.
that just?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
it's
you look
true.
at the crazy people, you guys get
It's
like
on
the
there.
film.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
they'll get too,
Warm.
I
you
don't
can see
need
too
to.
much white around.
Too much
it.
white, especially in the bottom, you know, like.
So it's almost a third of it is covered by the bottom lid, right?
I don't
No,
know.
not
Depends
that
on which way they're looking.
Measurements, I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
If they're looking up, you'll see the white under there. They're looking.
But some are like that.
Anyway,
Did you
But
do
you-
the doohickey?
Oh,
Pardon me?
What's
I did one of them a few years ago with
In the very
his
corner of your eye?
crazy red sunglasses and his
Yeah.
false tattoos and his
Oh,
ball cap.
oh, the
That's
little
what they
pink
think
ball.
about it.
Oh,
I did one of them in,
oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, you took that.
he likes them. I gave him an oil I gave him
I don't even know what
from
it's
a training folder we took in Jamaica. And I was in all his gear.
There's a lot of pink.
I just got it kind of in his room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shiny pink.
Is it my imagination, or are you mixing all the color?
A little bit, not a whole lot.
Just a bit though.
Yeah, you can see I don't,
Yeah, but still. But still what? Mixing on the palette. Oh, yeah, no, most is done. Isn't it?
most of it's on the side.
So it would be cheating if I mixed most of the
Isn't
mix.
it on that one? She's-
So you kind of stick with one brush, one size, mostly?
Yeah, until I get to my background, and
Okay.
then I go crazy.
Right.
And I don't wanna, I need to put in those dark
It's sort of mind
tattoos.
friendly
They
again.
are a
No,
pain
I
in
keep
the
getting creeping closer and closer.
I'm just gonna kinda suggest them, like
Yeah,
they're,
that's the easiest way. Just write the word tattoo.
yeah.
Yeah, because there's flesh and tattoo.
Yeah, the flesh in between, and there's all kinds of busy crap going on with it. And he's not him without them.
So, that's not a shirt there then?
No, well, he's wearing a tank top.
Oh.
Because I gotta show off the tattoos,
Yeah,
come on.
tattoo, yeah.
Yeah.
After all that money?
No kidding.
That's nice.
I assume he had none of those when he left?
He started getting them when he was with the Patricias in Edmonton. He went, his first tour was with them. And then as soon as he got back, he joined Seesaw. And, he moved to Ontario and found a tattoo artist he liked there and continued to get, he's still working on it, I think.
As the Brits, why they come back with their whole body covered.
Apparently it's a military thing, so
It
that
is a
if they
military
get
thing.
blown apart, you can identify them.
Oh,
Oh.
That's what I was told.
yeah, he's got.
Rushing them out, yeah. They tell the whole story of.
Military thing is rubbing off, I think.
Yeah.
Well, my
Oh,
brother
isn't that
is
awful?
13
That's
years
It's
older
a,
than
yeah, it's a
me,
disturbing thought, isn't
and
it?
he's had tattoos all his life, but of course he's in the Navy. And they're just blue blobs, the ugliest damn things you ever saw.
They've just all migrated.
Yeah, yeah, they all blended, you know, they were quite colorful when I was a kid, but now they're just blue and purplish colors.
I thought skin replaced every 7 years or something.
But this goes deeper.
Oh, deeper than skin?
No, deeper layer of skin.
Yeah, deeper layer.
Oh.
That's why you find the fading. Well, blending.
No.
I don't think, I wouldn't call it fading, because the colors
I
are
love
so
portraits
intense.
like
It's just-
Lucian Freud's portraits.
It's just
Oh,
the colors that
gosh,
migrated.
they're wonderful.
Watercolor? Watercolor?
No, thick,
Oils?
oil.
I just got several of these books.
What's the
from
name?
Calgary, actually.
Lucian Freud,
Yeah.
did you?
I'm intrigued with his portraits.
They're
Unfortunately, they're all
amazing.
oil and he does 100 sittings. It takes him a year, and he looks at them from different
Yeah.
perspectives. It's really.
That's 3 a day.
How do you spell his name? L-U-C-I-N?
Lucian, L-U-C.
I-E-N?
He's
I.A.
Sigmund's grandson, right? Grandson.
Oh, and then F-R-E-U-D.
Pardon?
F-R-E-U-D.
Yeah.
So I'm just scratching.
And he
everything
refuses
else.
to acknowledge the names of his,
That's okay,
his
so you know.
father.
That's what I want.
Look at that. Oh, I think that's
Let's see some.
fabulous.
Yeah.